So I've created an ass-backwards business model compared to what everybody else in the world is doing. I'm literally putting this on a silver platter for you for free, right here, right now. Podcast training available to everybody, no matter your bank account. I'm home with my kids running 4 businesses. I have a podcast, and the minute that I did that, my reach extended, my conversions grew, my support system grew exponentially. A podcast is incredible for your business. You're the ones I want to help. This is why I'm doing this. Have you ever signed up for a masterclass or one of these webinars where they promise you the world and they make millions of dollars and look at my massive house, and then they just give you the what and no how, and you're left blank unless you spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars at the end? Is this you? Do you have a business? Are you here? Are you signing up for masterclass after free webinar just to get lost in all of the noise and confusion and then really just not know what the next fucking step is? Like, what's the next thing I'm supposed to do? And even when you buy these courses, there's holes in them and you end up researching anyway. You know, and an entrepreneur, we're so all alone. But meanwhile, it's like, can somebody just please tell me what to do? Like, just tell me what to do. As a business consultant, I always sign up for webinars personally just to see if any of them are actually giving the how, right? They're told to give just the what when you're in these free webinar classes, master classes, and it's because they want to sell you their program at the end, right? My Ass Backwards program is exactly opposite of what everybody else is doing. It's like, here you go. Here is your free program. You want to actually do something with it, spend a couple bucks and invest in yourself. And I'm telling you up front, and I've always been like that with clients. It's like you need to spend money to make money. And this is what you're going to get out of it. I'm transparent. That's the difference. So my model is completely ass backwards. I'm literally giving you the how. I'm giving you the how on a silver platter. How do you do it? What do you need to do it? And how do you do it? And that's what this episode is all about. For those of you who want to take this to the next level, if you can spend $27, the first 100 to get it, get the Kickstarter kit that comes with everything laid out on a silver platter for you, plus additional training, an exclusive membership group that you get to join for additional support, Clever Fox Studio, and which has usually a monthly membership for 90 days. That's another gift on me because I legitimately want to get you live in 7 days. If you want to do this for yourself, you want to move forward, you want to take a chance, you want a podcast, there are millions of reasons why you need a podcast for your business now. If you don't have one, you're already behind. And if you're unsure, go to www.mumflails.com. I'll send you an instant download so you can read an article that I wrote all about why and how podcasting can help your business and your life. Because it's exponential what it can do for your business. I want all of my clients to start their own podcasts. This is not a competition. Most of everything you buy now, recourses, the question always in our minds is this: after I buy this, is there actually going to be support? Right? Like you put your faith in somebody and go, okay, I'm putting my trust in you. I believe what you're saying. I'm going to pay you now. And then I'm going to cross my fingers and hope that you're still going to be there after I get the course when there's holes and it doesn't make sense and I need to contact you and get help. That part is missing in most to all programs that I've ever experienced. Once you know me, and if you've listened to any of my other episodes, I don't compete with other women. We're all here to rise each other up, to help each other. And you get your episode live in 7 days, your trailer. I'll be a guest on your show. Okay? I'm literally here to help all of you as best I can, to do what I can for all of you. Take a chance in yourself. Can you invest $27? $27 in yourself. It's less than getting your nails painted if you go to the salon. It's that inexpensive. It's less than fast food for the family. Let's put it that way. So do something. Make your own coffee. Make your own tea. Don't go through drive-through this week. Change your life. Grow your business exponentially. Feel great about life and help people. And if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't know if I'm ready to have my own podcast, but I have a friend or I know a lot of women in business who want to, I'm going to go tell them. Go help them. Tell them about this option because I'm here to help as many women, as many moms as I can. I'm here to help make a difference in your life, in your future with your business in your bank account and do what I can with my knowledge to share it all with you. If you're laying in bed worried about anything that you've got on your mind that's keeping you awake, if there's one thing that you can alter, change, and improve, and I can help you do that within the next 12 months, ask yourself, is it worth it? I believe in humanity. I believe in you. I believe in this program and my ass backwards business model that I built. Go to cleverfoxpodcaststudio.com. It's a podcast Kickstarter kit. You need it for your episode. So let's do this. I'm here for you. Go get your kit and let's rock the shit out of this. You are going to grow your business. You are going to rock life. And I'm going to hold your hand and be there with you because I support you, I care about you, and you're not alone. How to take what you already know to start a successful podcast in 7 days. This is your free podcast training. And when I say free, I mean go and spend $27 on the podcast Kickstarter kit if you don't already have it, because you need it for this show. And when I say free, I'm laying everything out on the line for you in a free podcast training episode for all of you here. However, it comes along with an awesome kit that I created for you guys so that you can actually go live and have everything laid out for you. The reason why you want to get the kit, in addition to listening to this episode, is it has everything you need from tech training, videos, additional resources, and a printout to help you organize everything. If you're wanting to monetize your episodes and make some moolah while doing this, none of that is in this episode, but it's all in the kit. The other thing that you guys get that you'll see on cleverfoxpodcaststudio.com is the option to join our exclusive Clever Fox Studio Facebook group. That is where I'm going to house all of the training videos, software programs, Canva training, RSS feed training, and additional resources that you can take advantage of. So if you feel like that additional training would be beneficial for you, make sure to check that box before you check out, because you get to come in for 90 days and get additional support for $0 on me. We're all in here and we're here to support you. And my goal is to get you live in 7 days. You legit want to do this? I will help you do it. So head to cleverfoxpodcaststudio.com to get your kit. And if you're wanting to share your voice, build your credibility in your industry, raise awareness about you and your brand, if you want to achieve your business goals, like get more clients, build your email list, direct people to your opt-in pages, if you want to monetize, get sponsors, make more money, grow your team, then this is exactly where you want to be. If you're sitting there going, yeah, I don't need it, I'm just going to listen to the show. Well, guess what? Halfway through when you're like, holy shit, I should have got it. And holy shit, Laura's really helping me. And holy man, she's saving me big bucks. And holy smokes, like hours and hours and hours that I do not have to spend researching this because thank you, Laura. And then you realize, oh my God, I need all of this training, like all of the software training and help to get started. And I want to be in the Facebook group too. Then you go and get your kit. It's just better you go get it right now. If everybody gets their kits, then I can keep this ass backwards model and keep giving you guys awesome free training that saves you time, saves you money, and moves your businesses forward. Head to cleverfoxpodcaststudio.com and I'll be right here waiting for you. All right, all you podcast ladies, let's get the show on the road.
It's gonna be an awesome show!
Laura Fox, Mom Flails Podcast. Welcome to the show. This is the original podcast training course with additional training for you. This episode today, it is all about starting your own podcast, finding your own voice. Yes, however, you need to start somewhere. You need to pick up the pieces. You need to find your commitment, your discipline. You need to hone in on your small goals, and you need to believe in yourself. So welcome, rock stars. If you're here and you're watching this again, this is the podcast studio. I'm Laura Fox. The fact that you're here and you're logging in and you're watching maybe the second time, a third time, you are a superstar. Okay, the fact that you're here today shows that you're not only chasing your big dreams, you will achieve your big dreams, right? The only one that stands in your way is you, and you're on an amazing path, in the right path to get to where you want to be, and you should be super proud of yourself. But having a podcast and everything you do in life and having your business is changing people's lives. You make an imprint on people's lives, and this is a really big deal. So this is where I wanted to kind of check in with you podcasters that are listening, because you're not watching the presentation, right? And in the group, in the Mom Flails Club group, when I did this podcast training, I was doing a presentation with slides. And so it's a whole course of a different color when you're just listening to the show. So the reason why I go over my background and what it is I do and all of the things that I love, that I'm passionate about, how I help people, the different businesses that I own and run and build, all the different assets, and I'm about to go over all of this stuff. And I just wanted to cut in to let you know the reason why I do this and the reason why all of you should do this in your podcasts, in your presentations, is to build your credibility, right? Like at the end of the day, nobody, when they first meet you, knows you, what you're passionate about, who you are, what you do in terms of your daily activities and your hobbies. And, you know, do you have kids, and have you published a book, or, you know, do you own a business, or are you just pivoting? Like, people don't know. So it's really great for people to experience you and understand your background. So I'm going to be stepping in and giving you guys a little bit of guidance here and there from within this original presentation. The most important thing, and this is really what I wanted to hone in right now, is that you really need to speak from your heart. When you're speaking on a podcast versus being on screen, people can pick up on everything from your heart to your confidence, to your voice, to how you're feeling, other noises. It's just, you have to truly be authentic and real and genuine. It is so important, and this is really what I wanted to touch upon right now. And honestly, this goes with everything in life, you guys. It goes from relationships to friends to work to colleagues to employees. You always just want to be authentic and real and raw, always, because that's what will build your credibility and trust with the world. It'll grow your business. It'll grow your relationships with people, and you just always just want to be you. Be as authentic as you can in life and on your podcast. Now, the next part that I want to talk about after, credibility and just being genuine is that you do need to love yourself and believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, people will be able to hear that in your voice. So, really trusting in your words, trusting in your heart, in your message is of utmost importance to the success of your podcast. You do need to believe in yourself 100%. Everything you do in life is all about being real, 100% real. And I believe in you. Let's get back to the show. A lot of you know me as the Mom Flails podcast host. But my role in this world, number one, is to be a mom, and I am an influencer of human potential. That's my title. When people ask me what I do, I influence human potential. So I help lift people up, and especially right now, women in business and children, and building a confident mindset to be resilient and confident to take on the world, no matter what throws us and our kids in their direction, that we can handle it with care and move forward and not let anything bug us. I was a marketing consultant with the largest media company for 10 years, and I made upwards of $150,000 a year. And last year I retired from my job, and nobody there could believe that I was walking away from money, but money doesn't drive me. What drives me is helping people moving forward, helping people move forward. I've been a life coach and a business consultant for over 16 years. I'm a published children's author. I do signings at Indigo and readings at elementary schools, and I built an online membership program for kids to learn how to read and build a positive mindset. I also have invented a hanger. I'm the CEO of a company called Halo Hangers Limited, and so I've gone through everything from patents to trademarks to manufacturing to 3PLs and shipping. So I have a lot of insight all the way from publishing to patents and creating products. So this is me and businesses, and I'm just here to help. My book is called Happy Hippos Have Healthy Hips. I do have it on there. A lot of women and moms ask me, what's your book? So I put it there in case you're wondering if you have little ones. It's an ABC alliteration. So when I say I worked as a marketing consultant for 10 years, I didn't just work as a marketing consultant. I literally lived and breathed it. And I was at the top, okay? And especially in BC, being the top rep, top performer, President's Gold Circle. And the reason why I won all these awards consecutively every year was because I did more. I was passionate about helping businesses, and I would go the extra mile for my clients. And I wouldn't just let them know that they needed Google advertising and social media and how to construct a commercial and a video and different ads. I would literally help them as a coach to love themselves so that they could do and be passionate about helping their clients, the people that they helped. So really finding themselves, and that's what I did. I went the extra mile. And so everybody in your business, if you have a differentiating factor and you do something more for your clients and you take it to a more personal level to help them, then you'll retain them. You'll keep them as clients. And that's why I won all of those awards every year. So the thing is everything starts with a dream. Okay. So anything you do in life, follow your dreams, follow your goals, your passions. Everything starts as a dream. And anybody you have in your life who's telling you that you can't do something, or that the market is saturated, or do you think you can take that on? Maybe you're taking on too much. Whatever these people around you are saying, just know that you need to believe in yourself. That's it. And everything you see on this page, from me guiding and coaching children at events, I do Indigo readings and signings. They actually allow me to promote my Early Reader Academy program because they're all about positive mindset, which is so cool. So it's just another avenue to share. On the Novel Effect app, I'm a staff pick, both at Indigo and online. I've also collabed and partnered with Novel Effect after working with them for multiple years as their client and contacted them to work with me. Okay, so I'm stepping in because I love this point. Partnering with like-minded businesses to collaborate, to grow, to help one another, to achieve a common goal, and especially when you're out to help kids and moms and women. It's such a beautiful thing. And I wanted to talk about this quickly because when you collab with partners, you need to make sure that your hearts align. This is very important. If you are going to decide that you want to be with somebody in business, make sure that you have the same values, the same mission, the same vision, and that you are totally aligned together. Because if you're not, then things can go sideways is the best way to put it. And I've been there. If there are any red flags, make sure to follow your gut. Red flags are so real. Okay, so the flip side of that, if a guest is going to come on your show, make sure that your topics of conversation, your hearts align, whether or not you have a first date, a quick conversation, you communicate with one another before you actually commit to your show, because you want to make sure that you bring guests on who also relate to your listeners. Picking and choosing who you're going to have on your show is super important. Please make sure that you connect with them first. Back to the show. So today we're going to talk about what fuels you, your big dreams, limiting beliefs. This is a big one. Anything and everything you do in life starts with believing in yourself. And if you have anything going on in your subconscious that's limiting you from moving forward, we need to hone in on those. Read podcasts, your name, topics, category, and description. We'll talk about the milestones of you getting your podcast live in 7 days. If this is what you want to do, I will show you how easy it is. So with your podcast and everything you do, even in business, you need to find out what fuels you. What are your passions in life, right? I know, for me, I already know that I'm a businesswoman. I can help other businesses and women and children and moms, and I can guide them on how to make their big dreams a reality. A lot of people who, when they want to start a new business or they want to start a podcast or their social media following or a group, they think, well, what's something new I can learn? No, this podcast training, the podcast studio, is called How to Use What You Already Know and create a successful podcast in 7 days. So you already are an expert in whatever it is you do. You are already an incredible person in sharing your gift and your life with the world as it is right now. So everything that you want to do, you can do. This is why I'm here today. I'm here to help you share your voice and live your dreams, and especially your big dreams. Everything starts with a dream. Everything you see on this page that I have here that I've done, I've been working on for 3 years, yes, but when I decided that it was time that I take action for myself a year ago, all of these things came true. Okay, so I can help you and guide you like I have for my clients for years and years, and now that I'm doing for myself. And all it takes is little small commitments. I've been honored to work with some of the most amazing and best coaches around. So Kevin Harrington, the original Shark Tank, he started infomercials and as seen on TV. I now work with him on my hangers. It's incredible having coaches. Yes, even coaches have coaches. And the incredible Les Brown, I had training with him in terms of speaking and stories. And he is incredible. He will lift you up and move you forward. If you don't know who Les Brown is, look him up tonight and listen to him. He will inspire you like you've never been inspired. I currently work with Kane and Corey Minkus from Industry Rockstar, and which is so great, and Colin Sprake from Make Your Mark. We worked in the past together. And then the woman who literally in one sentence changed my life was Janet Bray Atwood. And she, in one sentence, I swear, all my walls fell, and it was like, I could be me. So have a coach, have multiple coaches. I've got 7, and really guide yourself moving forward in life, because that is what helps. And it's okay to ask for help. I ask for help all the time, and I'm here to help all of you. Okay, if you're going to invest in something, invest in yourself, whether it's time, whether it's money. If you're going to bet on something, the best person to bet on is yourself. On the Zoom we had the Wheel of Fortune gift giveaways. We had some winners: Chelsea, Veronica, Josephine, Anna Lee, and everybody who was on there. They all get coaching from me for just showing up. You already are an expert in whatever it is you do. You are already an incredible person in sharing your gift and your life with the world as it is right now. So take your passions, find out what fuels you, and this is how you're going to build your podcast. Okay. I was so passionate about helping women find their voice, because I found my voice, that I literally stayed up until 3 a.m. every single night until I got my episode launched, which took me, my trailer, 6 days, because I was dedicated to getting this moving forward. I couldn't sleep. I was so excited about it. Okay. So you need to find what fuels you. What's your passion? Because this will keep you motivated to move forward. Okay. Big piece of it. I'm loading an episode this week called Business 101, and it's all about branding. So branding defined as positioning your company in the minds of consumers. How do you want to be seen? Okay, this goes with your podcast, this goes with your business, it goes with your social media platform, being an influencer. How do you want to be perceived? Right? Do you want to be funky and fun and silly? Do you want to be serious and professional? Do you want to be diverse and open? And you really need to hone in, because however you are, that's going to attract your target market. So who do you want listening to your show? Be authentic. Just be you, because people can tell. Your senses are heightened when you're just listening to somebody. So versus a video, right? Somebody can see you. They can see you're genuine. If you're not being genuine and they just can hear your voice, they'll be able to hear that. And so my recommendation are no platitudes. Okay. So a platitude is something that everybody says across the board, right? It's just a bunch of words or a bunch of things that everybody says. For example, licensed and bonded. Great. Everybody's licensed and bonded. Or, great customer service. Good. Everybody says that, right? 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Okay. There's no differentiating factor there whatsoever that will say whether or not you're different from anybody else. So in saying that, find out what fuels you. What is your passion? Move forward. You can make this happen so long as you believe, right? You can achieve your biggest dreams. Anything is possible. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I've had so many men, for example, tell me that I'm just this small woman. There's no way I'll be able to achieve these dreams that I have, or that the markets are so saturated, or it's going to be too hard. And I've had friends say these things to me, and you know what? The only thing that matters is what I believe,
the actions that I take to move forward. And anything is possible so long as you believe in yourself. Okay? The thing is, and here's the tip. Some courses say go at your own pace. Fine. I agree with that. However, I also say make yourself a goal, right? If you want to take action, you want to move forward, do something about it, have a goal, keep working on it, little actions every day, and never stop. Never, ever, ever stop. If you believe in something so much and you are so passionate about it, I believe that you can achieve it, and I'm here for you. If you have any questions, that's what this group is about, to help you move forward. That's the goal, okay? Limiting beliefs are a real thing. In your subconscious, what goes on in there? What do you say to yourself? You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not in good enough shape. You are, not important enough. Money doesn't grow on trees. Maybe you have friends putting you down saying that, you can't. Maybe you have family who's trying, which I don't like the word trying, but they're attempting to protect you, but they're not really. It's okay. You have a lot going on if you don't succeed because, it's hard to do. Those are limiting beliefs about yourself. Your subconscious is telling you because you've heard them from other places in the world. So you need to crush those limiting beliefs. And this is part of your homework that we'll get in at the end. And unless you crush them and you have other people around you influencing you in a negative way or pushing you down, all it's doing is holding you back. And so it's okay to limit your time with certain people. It's okay for you to limit your discussions that you have with certain people, right? And whether or not you actually want to share certain things or talk about your business, you don't have to talk about everything, especially if they're not supportive of you. So hone in on who really matters to you and is supportive in your life, right? And you have to be 100% disciplined and committed. Those two words, if you've listened to any of my episodes, and one of the most recent ones, which is all about being committed and disciplined. Just start with making your bed. Small little actions every day, because then you yourself are not tricking yourself anymore. You're starting to believe that you're in the process of, you're working on, you're moving forward, you're taking actions. Clean your desk. If you make your bed and clean your office desk every day, a clean mind is a happy life, right? A confused mind is a no mind. So clean your life around you as much as you can. Friends, family, make your bed, clean your office, fold your laundry, put it away. Whatever you need to do every day, little things will help you move forward.
Okay, beauties, I'm stepping in again. So I really wanted to connect about this because it's so important. And this is why I included the daily and weekly Kickstarters in your podcast Kickstarter training kit that you guys received and downloaded from the cleverfoxpodcaststudio.com website. And you're going to use this to your advantage because if you want to do anything, like I talked about, commitment and discipline. So you've got your daily and your weekly Kickstarter kits that I created in there. This alone, out of everything, will help you start to move forward in positive ways in your life. So open those up, take a look-see at those. It's so exciting. It'll change your world. And back to the show.
Because guess what? No one is perfect. No one is perfect. And this is the coolest thing in the world. And put your arms up and go, woo! This is what we did on the Zoom. Because guess what? No one is perfect. All of your perfect imperfections are perfect, right? We're always in the process of. We're always moving forward. Nobody, even coaches have coaches, like I said. And we all have our magic moments, is what they're called, emotions and different things we go through and anxieties. It's just how we choose to move forward, to watch them pass by. Instead of hold on to them, it's about now and moving forward now and now. So whatever thoughts you have in this moment, you can mentally shift your gears right now. And then again, right now, to moving forward, to doing and being who you want to be. Okay, and the greatest thing about podcasts is you don't have to be perfect to start. You can change anything, your title and your episodes, so the pressure is totally off. No one's perfect, right? Like Les Brown said, you don't have to be great to get started. You just have to get started to be great. Show up to your first date with yourself. Stop letting yourself down. If you make a commitment, commit. Say yes and say no, right? No more try, no more maybe. Marla, I said this on the last Zoom. She wrote to me when I said, are you able to make it? Because she said, I might. She said, I will do my best. And your best is all you can do. So long as you're doing your best, That is what matters, right? Don't let yourself down anymore. Keep yourself moving forward. Just show up to your mic. And I said this earlier too. My fantasy now every day when I wake up that makes me so happy is me and my mic. It's therapeutic. It's just this beautiful release of emotion, and you can share what you already know, and you can help people, and it's just a beautiful thing. Your best is all you can do. Go out and find your rhythm, find your voice. I believe in all of you. So we just said this. So the best part about podcasting, like I said, you can change everything. You don't have to be perfect. Nothing has to be set in stone. Nothing's in concrete. A podcast is like a radio that anybody can do anywhere in the world for free. You can literally grab your phone, go into voice memos, press play, record an episode in your car or in the closet, put a bunch of pillows in there so it will help with your sound. It turns into an MP3 and you can export it, send it to yourself, and you can load it onto Libsyn. It's a funny name, Libsyn. We'll get into that. But at the end of the day, you don't have to stay up until 3 a.m. like I did to get it loaded. It's not complicated, and there's nothing stopping you. It's so cool, okay? The only thing standing in your way is, it's you, okay? So don't let yourself down anymore, right? Stand up for yourself and show up to your first date.
Head to page 4 of your podcast training kit.
Let's get started picking a name, topic, category, and description for your show. You're going to answer these 4 questions, okay? Number 1, why am I starting this podcast? So that is a big deal about passion, right? What's your story? What's your why? Why are you starting this podcast? What is your goal? What are my passions in life, right? Why am I starting this podcast? What do you want to achieve? What are your goals? What is your passion, right? What are you sharing? What are you aiming to achieve with this podcast? Sharing your voice. What are your goals for wanting the podcast? Big and small. Do you want to grow your business? Do you want to grow your following? Do you want subscribers for your email list? Do you want to sponsor? Do you want to make money? Do you want to monetize it? Do you want guests so that you can learn and share and train other people while you're being trained at the same time? That's a big one for me, right? Growing my education, growing my mindset, growing myself in a positive way through connecting with incredible women and moms. It's a beautiful thing. Who is your target audience? Okay, so who do you want listening to your show? They should reflect most likely the same sort of person that you are, right? And you will sound most authentic on your show if you're talking about things that you love, that you're passionate about, and talking to people and with people that you connect with, right? And they'll keep coming back to listen to more. So you guys keep seeing that Wheel of Fortune. Make sure to RSVP and come, because we called some names. There were some winners who weren't on. You could have won some free training and coaching. So make sure you RSVP to the next one and show up. Okay, show up, make these little commitments. Name, category, and description. Your podcast name, essentially, after you come up with the topics. So what kind of categories are you talking about? What are you honing in on? This is how you're going to come up with your name. You're going to do that after you pick your topics of conversation for your podcast, right? So now you can come up with your name. Again, as per my previous videos, you're going to make sure it's easy to spell, easy to pronounce, memorable, people can recommend it, and it's enticing. So when somebody is in the business category, for example, or family category, or accounting, or finance, or there's 16 categories we'll get into next, that it's appealing, that they ask themselves a question like, oh, what's flails? Like, what's flailing? They're interested, piques their interest, they're going to press play. That's the goal, right? Now you want to make sure to check to see if your name already exists on Google, Pinterest, other podcast apps. Listen to other podcasts. You're also going to go on to the USPTO website to see if it's already been trademarked, and you're going to look to see if your domain exists. So I purchased everything possible: mumflails.com.ca, mumflailspodcast.com.ca, laurafoxpodcast.com.ca, because down the road and eventually I will probably shift my podcast to Laura Fox, because that's my goal. My goal is to be on stage next to Tony Robbins, right? To be known as Laura Fox. That's a goal of mine, to help the world, make some small imprint on the world if I can help one person. That's my goal. So make sure anything in and around what it is you do, your podcast name and your name, if that's the same goal that you have, that you want people to know your name and who you are looking for you, then make sure to protect yourself. Okay, because the world is cutthroat and somebody else will buy your domain and your name and redirect it to their own podcast, redirect it to their own website. It's how it goes, okay? It's cutthroat out there, unfortunately, and that's the lay of the land. Okay, so there are, as I mentioned, there are 16 categories, main categories to pull from, like arts and business and finance and family. So you want to pick and hone in your categories where your show really matters most to go into those 3 categories. There is number 1 that you show up in most often, but 3 total. Okay, so you're going to hone in and find out who your target market is, what they like to listen to, what it is you talk about, your topics, and pick your top 3. Okay, you can shift and change them too. Nothing's set in concrete. Okay, that's the coolest part about this. I didn't know any of that when I started. I was like, oh, what are my 3 main topics? I'm talking about like 17 different things. That's fine. You can hone in. If you're in family, you can talk about family in different ways, right? Same thing with business. There's so many different aspects. You're not categorized in one subject if you're in there. My goal is to help you all get up online live in 7 days. That's my goal. Okay, for you, all of you. So day 1, and this is something if you guys all start doing now, then you'll be able to get up even quicker. For day 1, you're going to crush your limiting beliefs. You're going to create little tiny goals, small commitments, because if you start doing these small commitments now and taking action every day, then doing these bigger actions, achieving your big dreams, will be even more comprehensible in your mind, right? So start with the little things and start moving forward. Forward movement, small actions. That's what matters the most, okay? Day 2, pick your podcast name, your trailer, what your topic's going to be about in your trailer, which is essentially talking about what it is your show is about. That's what I recommend, because most of the time people listen to your trailer first, or solo, or both. So decide your show, what you want to do, so that you can put a lay of the land in there, in your trailer, and tell your listeners what they can expect of your show. Day 3, you're going to choose your technology, your hardware, and your software.
Alrighty, I'm stepping in. So you're going to grab your Kickstarter kit that you had printed off, that you received and purchased before starting this episode, and you're going to go to page 5. And basically everything on there provides you the information that I'm going to be talking about now and everything that I just talked about before. Right? So it aligns and sets up everything so magically for you pertaining to your title and your topics and your categories. And I've laid it all out really simple for you so you can get started on everything. If you have not downloaded it, go to cleverfoxpodcaststudio.com. So now what do? Once you know your passions, your expertise, your possible discussion topics, your podcast description, your podcast title, categories, your branding, your differentiating factors, now we need to talk about all of your recording options, your equipment, and we get into the nitty-gritty. All right, so now you're going to go into page 6 of your podcast training starter kit, and we're going to talk about your purchase domains, your recording equipment, the RSS feed, recording systems, and other things to consider, right? Like your assets, your intro, and your outro. So you've got your Kickstarter kit. This is going to really help you succeed in moving forward with what you want to achieve. Okay, so my recommendation is grab whatever you have available for you right now, because these small steps in getting you moving forward is how you're going to get live in 7 days. Alrighty, so let's start off with your purchase domains. Once you choose your podcast title, I talked about this a little bit before, but I think this goes into everything in terms of your recording equipment and your RSS feed systems and everything. So make sure that you have your domains already secured, already purchased, that you confirm they're available. Because when you go on, when I talk to you right now about what your RSS feed is, oftentimes you're going to use your podcast title name that you've already chosen in order to pick your RSS feed. Okay, so we're going to start here, which is domains. So make sure that you go and get all of the available domains. Places you can go to do that are GoDaddy, Bluehost, Wix, Domain.com. GoDaddy is the one that I personally use, and they make it super easy. They automatically renew your domain, so you don't need to worry about that stuff. It's just done and done, and they've got some, great deals from the get-go, from the beginning. Also, be very mindful. When you do searches for domains, they have these robots that pick up when you do searches. So make sure you know which domain you do absolutely want, and you've already gone to Google, you've already gone to Pinterest, you've already gone into podcast apps to double check that they don't already exist, as well as a USPTO website. And so it doesn't belong to anybody, it's not registered, so that when you go on to purchase your domains, you can go on the first time and purchase it at the lowest possible price. Because what happens is if you go on and you check it a multitude of different times, their robots actually detect that you're doing that, and that is how they raise the prices on the domains. So just be very mindful when you are ready to pick your name and pick your domains and do it all in one shot. Right? Don't keep going back to double check to see if it's still available, because they will notice that you're doing that and they will lift the price on you. Okay? Next come our recording options. If you've got a phone, because you don't have a microphone, or you don't have a headset, or you don't have a computer, you can totally get started right away. Open your voice memos on your phone. I mentioned this before. Go into a closet, go into your car, whatever you need to do to share your voice, you can get started right away. If you want a headset, if you've got your earbuds, maybe from your iPhone, or you have a headset with a mic, you can use those. If you want to get a real microphone, or you have one, perfect. I myself use the Blue Yeti. I'd mentioned this earlier in the podcast episode. I love it. I also have Bose earphones with noise canceling, because I have kids and they're great. So down the road, I didn't start with these things. I have them now. If you have a computer, perfect, because you need to download the different systems that you're going to use for your recording, and you're going to need your different RSS feeds, right? You're going to have login accounts. So oftentimes having a computer does help with that option. Okay, so you're going to purchase your domains. You're going to have your recording equipment. So you're going to have your phone, you're going to have a headset, you're going to have your microphone or computer. Next, you're going to need to know your RSS feed platform. All right, so the fun stuff. What is an RSS feed? An RSS feed is a rich site summary, or it also means really simple syndication. So think of it kind of like hosting your episodes for your podcast. It's a place where your episodes go, and where all your episodes are loaded is called an RSS feed. And this is what syndicates to all of the different apps, so they know when you load a new episode, when you have new show notes, when you put different assets like cover images on there. So this is really the place where your episodes are going to go. Woohoo! Super exciting. So you're going to have to choose where you want it to be housed. The big ones I'm going to talk about are Libsyn, Blueberry, and Anchor. I personally use Libsyn. I love it. You can go on, start an account for free. You've got a dashboard, and things are made super easy for you. It's laid out for anybody to be able to use. I love it. They also do not own your RSS feed. So if for some reason you want to take your RSS feed and go somewhere else, you totally can. Now, the other thing that's super important when choosing your RSS feed is making sure that they syndicate your RSS feed to other apps. Okay, so the biggest ones out there are iTunes, also known as Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, and Google Podcasts. So these are the biggest ones used for both iOS and Android, and you want to make sure that wherever you load your RSS feed, that platform does the most that they can for you, because who wants to go on to 18 different apps and different platforms to load your RSS feed? Find one that syndicates to most of them. Libsyn does that for me. Okay, so now that you've got your purchase domains, your recording equipment, you know your RSS feed platform, where you're going to house your podcasts, now you need to record your episodes. How are you going to do that? So I've kind of touched upon it a little bit in the past, but this is the fun stuff. This is like, woohoo! You actually get to get going and get started. You can grab your phone, voice memos, bingo bango. You can record it in your closet with pillows, in your car, whatever you want to do. Get it going. You need it as an MP3 to load onto whatever RSS feed platform you have. If you have a Mac, you're going to use GarageBand. Super fun, super easy. Once you get into it and you get to know it, it's not that difficult. Okay, so if you've got a PC, you can download Audacity, Zencastr. You can also use Zoom, especially if you're doing guest episodes. Zoom is a great one to use. Just make sure in the background that you've checked off to get your separate audio in case you and your guests are talking over one another at points within your conversation. You can have and edit your separate audio so that it sounds good in your podcast. On Zoom, when you export audio on top of audio, it does not sound good. So make sure that you've got that scheduled to export your separate audio. The other thing that's so important, you guys, when you have guest episodes, they actually take a lot of work. They're so worth it. Like, it's so awesome to have guests on your show. You learn from guests. You can bring influencers on your show who are super appealing to your audience. So that will attract more listeners to your show. This is why I love having guests on there, especially ones that I can learn from. However, be very mindful of your guests, because when they're holding pens or snapping or clapping, it sure makes for your editing to be a lot more difficult. I actually had a meeting today and I didn't realize she was holding a pen until the end. Super important. Also, make sure that your recording option is on when you're in Zoom, because you don't want to do your whole episode and forget to press record. So check, double check, and triple check everything you do. You check, you double check, and you triple check. Next comes your intro and your outro. For your intro, it's kind of like a jingle, right? When there's any sort of advertising on the radio, for example, they typically start off with either a song or an intro of some sort. So that's what it is. You want to talk about your podcast name, maybe introduce yourself. You want to have either music or singing or a professional introduction by somebody. So make it seem, fun and professional, but allow it to really showcase you and who you are and what your podcast is all about. You can also use websites like Audio Jungle to find yourself some music. That's what I did. Make sure you get the proper license agreement to use that music. You cannot just use anything you want, and you can use it for both your intro as well as your outro. Take a gander in different categories. Listen to podcasts. Get some ideas of what you like and what will work for you. There's so much out there for you to piggyback on top of, right? Get some ideas on what they're doing. Now, I mentioned outro. So in your intro, obviously, is the beginning. Your outro, right? Outro is the exit. So when you're leaving, you're finished your podcast episodes, all of them, you want to do some sort of call to action, right? You want to direct people somewhere. You want to ask them to do something. Maybe send them to another episode that you've created that you recommend, or to a website, or to a Facebook group. Do something within your outro and close the episode so people recognize that the episode is over. All right, and next come your assets. So what you want to do is you want to create your cover image, right? And so you're going to either use canva.com, you're going to use Fiverr, you can hire somebody to do it for you there, or you can use upwork.com. Those are some examples. However, right out of the gates, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to spend a ton of money. You don't have to invest immensely right out of the gates when you're just getting going, because you might change your title, you might change a subtitle, maybe you've got a catchphrase you want to add, or maybe you start with a drawn out picture and then you move it and change it to your own face. I mean, these are things that I did, right? So these are just examples, right? Canva.com is super awesome. I mean, got a link for you for everybody who's printed off your downloadables, your podcast kit. I've got tons of additional resources in there for you for ways that you can improve and move your podcast forward and get things going the way you want to get it, because your cover image does need to be 1400 by 1400 pixels or 3000 by 3000. So you do need to resize the image so that it fits perfectly. So this is super important. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go onto some podcasts. A lot of the time, people who start their own podcasts maybe don't even listen to any. So you're going to want to go and you're going to want to listen. I mentioned this earlier. Go and see at some of the relevant cover images of other individuals in the same categories doing the same sort of thing as you that you want to do, similar topics, and see what they've done in their cover art. Get some ideas, rebranding for your name, maybe a cover image, maybe it's animated, whatever you want it to do or want it to be. It needs to stand out and it needs to reflect you as a person and what your podcast is all about. Do you want to be bold? Do you want it to be faces? Do you want it to stand out? What do you personally like to see? Because what you like and your brand is going to attract others who relate to you. All right, folks, here we go. Back to the Zoom presentation.
Make your life easier. You're going to create one. Canva is a great platform. I literally have created all my businesses, all my logos, all of my business cards, all of my templates, my email marketing, wallpaper, my social media. I use Canva for everything, and you can resize objects and images to exactly what you want. I've got a link for all of you that I will be sending out in the newsletter after the episode goes live, right? So that you guys can all get in there and do it. And I'm going to have a Canva training session with you all. And make your life easier. So your thumbnail essentially that you load for your episode, you can use that for all your solos, for example. That's what I do. Make it easy. Same one for all. Why complicate things, right? Take the easy way out. One of my episodes on my show talks about this. If we can bake out of a box, nobody else is around. Like, who's holding me accountable? The only person is myself. So why not grab a box and make a cake? Like, choose the easy way out, okay? Sometimes in life, it's just, and ask for directions. You'll get there faster. I promise. It's okay to do those things. That's what this group is all about, okay? And then for your guest images, I have a different one when my guests come on because I put up their picture, right? So that's what I do. Whatever works for you, you'll find, and we'll go through that too. And then post your thumbnail, your content, your copy, you post your episode online, and then you update it. You update your social pages and let everybody know that you've done this. If you have an email marketing list, you can email out your new episodes and guide people to your show. So day 7, you load. It's so exciting. And when you see it show up, and then it's on Spotify, and it's on Apple and iTunes, and it's on, radio.com and all of these different apps, podcasting apps, it's like the coolest feeling ever. And then it's this legacy that you leave on. And if you have kids, this part I totally, didn't even think about until after, when my kids were asking about it and what it is and can they listen to it. And I thought, well, not yet, but when you're older, there's some you can, absolutely. And when you're older, you'll be able to listen. And I thought, you know what? They live on forever. And now my kids can go on and they can listen to my podcast and me talking and sharing. And it's just a beautiful thing. So you get to leave a legacy, which is really cool, right? So you've got homework. Okay. So if all of you do this, I promise you, whether or not you've decided you want to start your podcast now, in 7 days, in a month, in a year, this homework will help you in all facets of life right now, moving forward. Okay, if you're pivoting, if you're looking for a new job, if your business is shifting and moving and closing and changing, listen, this is a cool start. This is a great pause. We have to hit rock bottom sometimes in order to move forward in life. I hit my rock bottom last year. I didn't know how I was going to pick myself up. I literally scraped myself off the ground and I was free the minute I shared my voice and I shed some demons that I had that I shared yesterday with the world about things that happened to me as a little girl. And I'm not afraid anymore because I'm not broken, right? We don't need to be fixed, and you're not broken and you don't need to be fixed. And the thing is hitting these rock bottoms, things do not happen to us. They happen for us. And if your business is closing, if you lost your job, if you're at home and you're not sure what's going on in the world, that's okay. This is your pause. This is your pause to find you, find your passions, find your goals, your dreams. There are so many ways that we can side hustle and grow ourselves, grow our businesses. And I am here, and the whole team, the whole club is here for you to help guide you. Okay, there's a way up and out and forward.
Hi, ladies. Those of you who are still here, woohoo! Good job. Go to page 10 of your kit.
So what you're going to do is you're going to write down 5 things that you want to be. What are 5 things, 5 big goals, 5 big dreams that you want to be? Okay, for me, I want to be on the front of Forbes magazine. I want to be a New York Times bestseller. I'm writing another book myself right now, right? I want to have this huge, massive conglomerate corporation where I'm saving the world one hanger at a time, because the proceeds are going to go towards things that I'm passionate and I care about, like the environment and diversity and building schools and wells. So that's how I am seeing my future and growing my future. What do you want to be? What will you do? Start willing things. I will be. I will have. This is your homework. And what are your limiting beliefs? So what are some of the things that you've heard in your past that you don't want to think about yourself, but your subconscious pulls out all the time? You need to make a list, put a line down the middle, put your limiting beliefs on the left-hand side, whether it's, you're not smart enough, you don't have enough technology, you are dumb, you are not good with money, whatever it is, whatever somebody's ever said to you or you thought about yourself, you're going to write it down, okay? And then on the other side of the page, you're going to cross it off and you're going to put a progressive statement. And what a progressive statement is something moving forward, right? So I am in the process of working out every day to get in better health. I'm in the process of writing my book to become a best-selling author. So their goals are progressive statements, the I am versus the I'm not. The Law of Attraction by Michael Lozier. I've lived my life like that always. The law of attraction, manifestation, it's real. If you believe, you put it out there, you see it, it comes true. I promise you. And the little things that you start manifesting that you see come true, like for example, you can't find a hair elastic, you don't know where one is, and you put it into the universe and you say, I will find a hair elastic. I promise you in the next 3 minutes, one's going to be at your foot. Okay. When you start noticing these things happen, what I do is I just thank the universe. It sounds kind of fluffy and spiritual, whatever. That's me. Take it or leave it. But I do, because the more that you acknowledge these things happening, the more they start happening. I promise you. Okay. I have some stories that I'm going to be sharing soon, which is unbelievable. And I mean, like Kevin Harrington that I work with, I bought his program. I read his book. I had his name next to my bed for 2 years. I just looked at him and I believed. And guess what? I now work with him. Okay, he's part of my life. He knows me. I presented with him in front of a whole group of people. He pulled me up. He calls my name. I mean, it's the coolest thing. Okay, he's a coach of mine and we work together. He's my mentor. It happens. Anything is possible when you believe. Don't ever let anybody tell you any other way. Just believe in yourself always. Okay, and then go and write a letter to your younger self. What would you say to your younger self? Okay, go do that because it's unbelievable. You'll find your passion and your why. So you can write a letter to your younger self, or you can just think back as far as you can and write your whole life story. Okay? How you remember it from as far back as you can, and find your why, find your passion, and find you. Okay? So important, because that's your differentiating factor. We talked about those platitudes. The reason why people are going to listen to your podcast, the reason why people are going to hone in on you is you've got a story. You have a story, right? And I last year for the first time came out. I had things happen to me as a child that I kept in for over 30 years. And I finally shared it with my family after being told that nobody would believe me. And guess what? That kind of happened. And it took some time to grow and move forward and release. And after I did that, I was able to move forward. Okay, and I'm moving forward to help women share their voice because we all are incredible. We don't need training from anybody else in terms of telling us how to be, right? We all have greatness in us. And my job is to just help inspire you. I influence human potential. And you have so much potential in you. I can't wait to see and hear all of your successes and all of your podcasts and everything you're doing in business in general. I'm here for you and helping you pivot. Okay, so make sure you listen to other podcasts in your genre, in your industry, like markets, complementary industries, and hone in. Don't be afraid to ask to be on a podcast either, right? Or listen to and get ideas and jot them down. Take out your notes and listen to similar stories and communities. Build your community around that. Okay, and I'm just super excited and for all of you. So to end this off, 1 minute ago, good luck. I believe in all of you. I'm here for you always. If you need more ideas or you want some consulting or any advice, I'm here for you. The group is here for you. Make sure to reach out and just really hone in on yourself and what you're doing. And the thing is at the end of the day, we are all a club. We're here together to support each other. That's my dream, my goal, right? So I walked away from my closest friends last year because there was no support. I never wanted to even talk about myself in any way or any of my successes, because there was just a lot of complaining that I was listening to. When I was leaving them, I was realizing I was complaining too. And my feelings were my own, and not about them, but just about how I was feeling. And so at the end of the day, we limit our time. I've got episodes. Go listen to my show if you haven't. We have to limit our time with certain people, or what we talk about with certain people. If they're pushing our buttons and it's giving us anxiety or pushing us down, then we can make the choice on limiting our time with them or what we talk about with them. Okay? And I'm here for you all. I hope today was great and it helped you in some way, shape, or form. If you got a tiny little nugget aha moment and you can do something with it, then I've done everything that I can do today. That's all I'm hoping to do, is make a small imprint on the world. If I can help one person, one woman, one child, then I've done something for this world. Okay, and that's my dream and my goal. Before I start crying, I'm going to say toodaloo. Thank you all for being here, and I'm here for you always.
Okie dokie. I'm jumping in. This is the end, you guys. You did it. Those of you still listening and went all the way through, you are fucking rock stars. Like, you are going to make it. And I know you are. And if you keep this drive and you keep moving forward and you do your small little actions, like small little commitments every single day, then you can do whatever you put your heart to. You can achieve your big dreams. You can do anything, and never stop. Never, ever, ever stop. This is so important. It's the whole compound effect. You move things forward. You keep doing. Don't stop until you figure it out. There are always workarounds. And I'm here for you. Your podcast kit is here for you. The Clever Fox Studio group that you're going to be in the Facebook group, all of the trainings, everything is here to set you up to succeed. Let's get you live in 7 days. I believe in you. You believe in you. Now, if you went and you did get your kit in advance, that's amazing. Make sure to find the Clever Fox Studio group if you did not click on the link to get in there, and use your email that you purchased your kit to get into the group. And if you did not get your kit, find somebody, maybe a partner, a business partner, or a best friend, and start a podcast. Share the $13 each investment and get moving, right? Share the $13 each. Get in the kit, get in the group, and start grooving. Get your podcast going. I love podcasts too, but at the end of the day, this is you. So I want you to take advantage of your daily and your weekly Kickstarter kits, right? And you're going to go through the different milestones as per your kit that you see there, and you're going to fill everything out, and you're going to do everything on these lists. And why? Because these are your small commitments, your small disciplines that if you do these every day, I promise you, recompound effect, you will get more and more accomplished every day. Originally, the daily and the weekly Kickstarter kits were called the happiness planners because that's what they do. It is so true. If you make your bed every day, if you clean your office every day, if you talk about what you're grateful for every day and do your weekly affirmations, you talk about your weekly successes, and you rate your happiness, I'm telling you, you watch it go up. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. When you know what your targets are, your dreams, how to get there, why you're starting this podcast, what you're doing in life, your audience, who you're aiming to talk to, who you're looking to collab with, a list of everybody you dream about hanging out with and talking to and growing your business with, right? That you can share your passions, your expertise. You can be in the right categories to talk about incredible discussion topics you love. Like, podcasting is so amazing in so many ways. And I'm so excited for you to get you going in 7 days. Fill out your Kickstarter kit, your daily, your weekly, your podcast training. Do all of your homework. Use all of the resources that I've provided to you on a silver platter, and go and share your voice. I look forward to connecting with you. Please reach out to me, mumflails@gmail.com, or join our Mum Flails Club group on Facebook. I am here for you always. And if you're looking for a guest on your show, don't be scared to reach out. Put me on your list. Congratulations for completing the Clever Fox Podcast Studio training. I'm so proud of you. Make sure to go to mumflails.com so you can get all of our newsletters and updates and hear more from me and new freebies too. And if for some reason you still haven't got your kit, cleverfoxpodcaststudio.com, and make sure to check the box so that you can join us in the Clever Fox Studio exclusive Facebook group for all your additional trainings to help you go live. Extra support is there if you need it. We're here for you always. See you all in the Clever Fox Studio Facebook group. La 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 love. Thanks for hanging out.
I have a dream, and that dream is for all of us to connect. I miss connecting with people, and I am inspired by you. Go inspire somebody too. I'm not going to ask you to subscribe because you know whether or not you want to do that on your own. And if you miss me, then I'll talk to you again.